right, everyone, welcome to another edition of the Fresh Takes podcast. I am Paul Russo. Alongside me, as always, is Nick Felice, and we have a special guest again in studio today. But Nick, how are you doing? And I know you're pointing at something, so if you could help me out, that'd be really good.
Paul, the air conditioner is on.
Oh, that is true.
And it's affecting with our sound. You
true.
go
So
fix it while I talk to the people of America here. This is a football, what we call this? Football spectacular. Extravaganza today. Thank you,
Bamboozle.
Paul, back to you. What will we got in store here?
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully everyone will enjoy what we got in store today. As Nick said, we have our football spectacular for the year coming up. It
doesn't look like a lot, but it is.
It really is. We're going to dive deep into all the topics concerning this year in football, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And like I said, though, we do have a special guest in studio again today, and that, of course,
finally makes his debut.
That's true, Nick. That, of course, is your brother Matt, special friend of mine, brother and special friend to you. Matt, how are you today? And give us a nice little introduction of yourself.
I'm finally on the show, I see. Yeah. How you guys doing?
He was tough to book.
Yeah, scheduling conflicts. It took me a while to get on, but I'm here, and I'm excited. Talk some NFL with you guys.
He's our NFL analyst.
West Coast expert.
West Coast sports expert, football fan. So, obviously, we'll jump right into it and get going here. There's a lot to talk about. We'll start, of course, inside the NFL this year. A lot of stuff going on concerning a lot of fan maybe favorites or not. Obviously, the Eagles winning the Super Bowl last year, first time in team history that they were able to do so, knocked off the New England Patriots, led, of course, by Tom Brady. I feel as though those might be our two biggest headlines really going into the year potentially this year. We'll start, I guess, with the first topic I really have on there. The Eagles look to avoid the hangover, and really nothing, I guess, too terrible in terms of loss on the team. However, obviously the injuries at quarterback, Carson Wentz coming back from his knee surgeries. Nick Foles has already taken a pretty decent shot this year in preseason, so we'll see how well that goes. They have former Redskin Nick Sutfield, third string in it right now, pretty much taking all the snaps. So, Nick, you and me are fans inside the NFC East for our teams. What are you looking for, really looking from the Eagles going into this year?
Well, my Eagles, not my Eagles. I'm a Giants fan. But the Eagles, there hasn't been a repeat champion since Super Bowl 38, 39 of the New England Patriots. The Eagles will not be that team to do it like the Patriots back then. The Eagles will be like a 9-7, 10-6 squad. They will miss the playoffs. Yep, they will be one of those screwed teams that miss the playoffs because the Giants will win the division at 11-5.
It's a very big,
it is big
window you got right there for your Giants.
And the Redskins, I see you got your Redskins hat on today, Paul.
Yes,
they'll be a 7-9 team. Well, the Dallas Cowboys will be 5-11.
It seems though you're copying a lot of things that I was bringing up earlier.
Just bringing. The only thing I didn't copy was the Giants.
That's a fair point.
So
fair point. We'll go over to Matt though.
Too many weapons for
Matt. What are you thinking for the Eagles as they head into the first time ever as a defending champion?
Well, I mean, we know our friend Justin. He's a huge Eagles fan, and he sometimes don't shut up about them. I guess I'll give him credit for winning the Super Bowl. I'll say it here. I don't like them, but that division is like, I feel like the Giants every year are always never the favorite. They're always the underdog. They're always terrible. I think Eli Manning, everyone thinks he sucks. I know, Paul, you think he stinks here and there. But the Cowboys just have no weapons. No. Cole Beasley is literally the number one I think they're going with. Like, come on, Cole Beasley.
Well, I think the one they're actually going with is going to be Tavon Austin, who they got from the Rams, I believe.
They got Tavon Austin?
Yeah. Isn't it Tavon Austin they got?
They got Allen Hurns.
Don't look at me.
Well, they got some other guy from the Rams, though.
Well, a lot of people that are just, throwing people out there. They don't have, like, the Des Bryant of old and whatever. But, I mean, their offensive line's really good. Elliott. I'm not huge on Prescott, but they'll be okay. I think the Giants are going to win the division. That's my pick at like 10-6. I'll go 10-6. Eagles will go 9-7. Cowboys, I'll say 7-9. Redskins 8-8. Something like that. It'll be close. It'll be a close run. It's always close in that division, I feel like.
That's not a bad pick. There's that angle again. I love it. Woo. So the other topic we got here is Father Time versus TB12. Tom Brady, the newest addition to my fantasy team at quarterback. He will lead my team to a championship. He will not lead the Patriots to an AFC championship.
Oh, come on.
Tom Brady is going to lose in the AFC title game this year to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Interesting, because I got slightly different. I do think this is the year, though, that I think the ultimate opponent, and no matter what athletic realm it is, Father Time does catch up to Tom Brady. And this is his age 41 year, and I know people are like, he hasn't shown signs of slowing down, but he has. If you look at if you're into that, which I'm into the numbers, he has tailed off now the past few years from I think it's about week 6 or 7 on. He's kind of tailed off, not as big at first, but you do notice it towards the end. Yeah. And I think this is the year. I'm not saying it will be, maybe not as crash and burn as, say, maybe Peyton Manning was in the Super Bowl, but I think this is the year you really see what age and time does to the quarterback position, because he's taken a beating. He still is. That line is lost. Really a staple with Nick Solder. He's going to Tennessee, so it will be interesting to kind of see what happens now, because the offensive line not as good as it was in years past, and it certainly is be an interesting footnote for the AFC fans, Bills fans in particular, if you're out there listening to us right now. So
Bills Mafia.
No table is safe.
I like the Bills this year.
Really?
See, a lot of people don't. For some reason, I feel like every expert's got them, 3-13 or something like that? Something terrible.
Yeah,
they made the playoffs.
I
like them as 7-9.
I mean, I think the thing with me with the Bills is the fact that I get that Tyrod's not this really great quarterback, but losing him, I feel like will have more of an impact than people think.
That's what it is, I feel like. Yeah. It's definitely that, because their defense, I mean, I think they lost some people, but it's still solid defense. That's the thing. I just don't know if they'll have the powerful offense. It wasn't really powerful, though. It's just you have... No, yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying.
You have, it's that inexperience, that unknown factor with you either have Josh Allen going or A.J. McCarron, who's never really had a starting foothold in the NFL. I think he started a couple of games here and there for...
I think Cincinnati might have got one.
For Andy Dalton because of health purposes, but really other than that, he doesn't have anything. And then you obviously have, Nate Peterman, who throws interceptions like it's nothing. Yeah. So there's a lot of unknowns, I feel like, in that offense, that unfortunately I feel like might hamper the team. I don't really give too much away. I have them going 6-10 this year, which, I mean...
This is the Bills we're talking about?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I get why the fans would be optimistic. I feel like you have every right to be optimistic at this point with them bouncing off of last year, and it's not an indictment on McDermott. He's an extremely good coach, an extremely gifted coach. It's just that I don't think the talent's there this year to help him along. Now, obviously, I could be completely wrong, and Josh Allen could go out there, and I think he will. I hope he does. I was very high on Josh Allen.
He's got a cannon.
Yeah, but you don't know what to expect out of a rookie. You never do in this league.
Yeah, I think it could be a struggle for the Bills, but it would not surprise me if the Bills have a good season, which it would for some. If the Bills went out and went 10-6, 9-7, some people would be surprised.
I mean, do we still know if Buffalo is standing after last year? I mean, that it was a New Year's Eve they clinched the
point. Yeah,
is Buffalo okay?
I mean, we were in Rochester, and it was a pretty nuts experience at the bars that night.
Oh.
They were partying a little bit pretty good. So we'll kind of move on from that quick, and we'll talk about some predictions. Teams to watch, maybe a little sleeper action teams you think you should avoid, and we'll throw in our Super Bowl guesses at the end coming up. So like I said, I think the AFC this year really overall is a bit weak.
Again.
I think overall, yeah.
I
Unfortunately.
think I agree.
So with that in mind, I think looking at the East, AFC East in particular, unfortunately, really, I guess if you're a Bills fan, you're going to get stuck, I think, with New England winning the division. Although I don't think it's going to be as big. I got them going 10-6 this year. Like I said, I think this might be the year that Father Time catches Tom Brady. And that team
New England's going to go 10-6?
Yeah.
In the AFC?
Yep.
Didn't you just say New England wasn't going to win the division?
Yeah.
Didn't you just say that? If you're upset that you got 10 wins now, it's okay. Whatever. I just want to make sure.
I didn't say that.
We got this on video. I know you said that.
Roll it back.
I don't have that in my power, unfortunately. I would if I could.
I said the Giants.
No, you definitely said they were going to play Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, but they weren't going to win the division.
They weren't going to win the AFC Championship. If I had said division, I am sorry.
Whatever.
Patriots will go 16-0.
So I think looking at the rest of the division, I got Miami going 6-10 as well, and then obviously there's still a very good amount of Jets fans around this area. Unfortunately for them, I think that team kind of stays relative part of the course that they were last year a little bit. I got them going 4-12.
Josh has them 13-3.
Well, that's because Josh doesn't know what he's doing. He drafted Jay Ajayi in the second round. So
Ooh, got fantasy already.
That's right.
Ooh.
Well, shot fired. Well, that's why I got AFC-wise. I don't know if you guys got anything really, I guess, different.
AFC-wise?
For the
Well, at
East,
least
or just
East. I guess East-wise, we'll focus more on that given the area that we're in.
I don't know. I definitely think the Jets are coming in last, but the Dolphins are pretty bad, I feel like, this year, too.
Is Tannehill still the quarterback?
Tannehill is the starting quarterback down there.
Okay.
He ain't that bad.
I like Tannehill.
He's not great. Tannehill's pretty good. Well, he's not anything, I guess, spectacular.
So your brother Pet's not a Dolphins fan anymore?
No, I think he is.
He's a Dolphin. Once a Dolphins fan, always a Dolphins
He's a Dolphins fan. He's just like me. I think we're going to enjoy watching a little Cleveland Brown ball this year just because I think there's a lot of fun and excitement around that team.
Now, is Mike Bruno a Dolphins fan? Shout out Mike Bruno.
I think as far as we know, right?
Hey, Bruno, your Houston Astros are going to lose tonight, by the way. A little shout out.
So,
if he's watching.
just, I guess, quick through the rest of the AFC. I got Baltimore winning the North with Pittsburgh claiming a wild card. I got Baltimore going 10-6, Pittsburgh going 8-8. I got Jacksonville winning the South at 14-2, and then I have Houston also getting out of there with a wild card at 12-4. And then the AFC West, I got the Chargers winning the division at 9-7.
There we go, my Chargers.
And then I'll save the rest of that part for when we maybe make our Super Bowl predictions. Where do you guys see all the rest of the AFC?
I'm a big AFC West fan. AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
The
Denver.
The
Raiders.
The Raiders will win the division. But the
Okay.
Chiefs and Chargers will come out with wild cards.
Jeez, so you're going both wild cards coming out of the West then.
Yep.
Interesting.
With the Steelers, Patriots, and I kind of like the Texans pick. You had a wild card. I got them winning the
I'm
division.
just so jealous of Paul's Watson, Hopkins.
That is true. I got a nice little
Oh,
combo.
shit.
Hey,
I forgot about the Jaguars. The Jaguars got to make the playoffs. Sorry,
team's too good.
Jacksonville's got to make it.
Team's too good.
I mean, the defense is legit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're on the squad this year, fantasy wise. Yep. I had to trade up to get them. Yeah.
Trade up.
So
Or like overdrafted for a defense.
So we'll shift gears then and head over to the NFC. We'll discuss, I think, the East more or less again because that's probably where
Matt never got
I'm
picks.
sorry, Matt. I'm sorry.
I'll do it quick.
Go.
All right. Well, I'm huge on the Chargers this year. I got them winning the division, and I have Oakland coming out as a wild card this year. 6 seed Oakland. Patriots are going to be the 1 seed this year because that division is just trash. Baltimore I have winning the division, and this is where it gets interesting. I think it's going to come down to Pittsburgh or Houston getting the final wild card. I really do. I agree with you, Paul, on the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I think Baltimore's my surprise in the AFC this year. Mm-hmm. I really do. I just think their offense, for some reason, is going to have a good year. Michael Crabtree's a big addition to them. I like
Definitely.
that. But yeah, I'm going to actually. I'll say it official. Pittsburgh 5 seed, Oakland 6 seed. Houston misses out.
But the Patriots make the AFC Championship.
Are we going that far yet?
We'll wait a little bit for that part. We'll wait a little bit for that part. So, like I said, now we'll go to the NFC. We'll focus more on the East because I feel like that's, once again, where most of the fans probably of ours listening, their fan base is probably aligned more within that area than anywhere else in the NFC.
I got my West Coast fans listening.
We'll get to your West Coast part in a second, West Coast expert. But, yeah, the NFC East, obviously, I got Philly winning that division 10-6, though. I feel as though they do. I wouldn't call it a hangover per se, but I feel like they're going to have some humbling games in there, being a first-place schedule this year. I got Washington coming in at 7-9, and then both New York and Dallas coming in at 5-11 each.
Ouch.
So it's just they all beat up on each other in that division, but Dallas I just don't think has enough firepower defensively, especially once again. But offensively, you really don't have, at least in the wideout, a breakout player that you kind of need in order to, take your team over the top. And maybe not necessarily Philly didn't really have that last year, but you did have Torrey Smith and Alshon Jeffrey playing tremendously well, and then obviously Nelson Aguilar playing great as well when he needed to. And
it was their year. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It was their year. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah, everything matched up pretty well for him. So we'll stay with you then, Matt. What do you see coming out of the NFC?
I think I touched it on earlier in the show, but I'm going to go Giants 10-6.
All right.
I think everyone's sleeping on them. I think this is the year they're going to jump it. 10-6, but I also, like I said, that division beats up on each other. I don't think any of those teams are going to be like the top of the league or anything like that, but I think when all said and done, it's going to be 10-6, but it's going to be close. I'll go like the Eagles 9-7, and then the other two teams like 8-8 or 7-9 around that area.
Well, the issue with this division especially is they all beat up on each other. Yeah. I kind of went through the schedule, and I'm pretty sure for the most part, outside of I think maybe like Philly and Dallas, everyone kind of split every game. So it will be interesting to see. Nick, expert Giant fan, what do you got over there?
I'm thinking about changing my pick. I think the Giants might go 15-1. The Giants will win the division, clearly. Too much talent. Saquon, Odell, Eli, Tom Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin's in Jacksonville now.
Oh, that's why Jacksonville's so good. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with that defense.
The North, it is finally time for the Detroit Lions to take their move.
What?
Marvin Jones Jr., Golden Tate, Matthew Stafford. It is their turn to go to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Oh, not even division, Super Bowl.
Boom. Bomb dropped. You don't even need to hear the rest of my picks. The Detroit Lions are going to the Super Bowl.
That's a bit of an astonishing pick.
The Detroit Lions are my second favorite team.
Considering the North, I have Detroit
Seattle.
kind of buried.
Second favorite team. Redskins 7.
So we'll head to the South quick. Then before we touch out West, I think that division's kind of wide open. I think that division's going to be a little bit fun to watch. It
always is.
Yeah, but I think offensively this year you have a lot of firepower in that division.
I'm going Saints. That's who I think is going to get it done.
I got without giving too much away, I got them at least making the playoffs.
Okay.
So, watch out, Tampa Bay.
Really? 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 I got them going 3-13.
They got talent.
This is the guy that said Giants going 15-1. So
how do you think Tampa's going to be good?
Mike Evans, Jameis Winston,
who's missing the first 3 games of the year.
So
should be 6.
So you think they're going 3-10 after?
I'm thinking they're going. Yeah, effectively. I don't think I had them winning a game until week 6 or 7.
I got Atlanta winning the division, but I'm saying, watch out, Tampa Bay.
That's actually who I got winning the division as well as Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I got New Orleans making it in on a wild card, but I know you're pretty high on the Saints over there this year, Matt. So you're all stick with the Saints.
Yeah, I think that defense is going to be a lot better than people think, and I just drafted the guy, so I'm rooting for him hardcore this year. Alvin Kamara is going to have an MVP type season this year.
That was Kamara. Alvin Kamara.
Kamara.
All right, tomatoes. We'll move in.
It doesn't matter.
We'll move into the West here quick. Matt, you're obviously the one who pays
Seahawks
attention
fan?
most out there. So what you got cooking out there this year?
Super biased here,
Clearly,
but also a West Coast expert,
that is true.
as it stated on my name tag right there, or wherever it was.
It was there.
It was there. Seahawks. Everyone's sleeping on them this year, saying, "Oh, they lost Richard Sherman. Earl Thomas is holding out. Cam Chancellor
Paul
retired.
Richardson.
Paul
Paul Richardson.
Richardson. That rookie they got. Keep the name on David Moore, undrafted free agent for the Seahawks. You fantasy owners might be picking him up one day.
That's true.
Anyways, I mean, it's going to be them or the Rams. Rams are pretty good. I'm excited to see them play each other this year. I really am.
Look out for the Cardinals.
Cardinals are going to be. This is the year to jump on the Cardinals. Bruce Arians is gone.
I'm kidding about the Cardinals.
San Francisco is this team. I hate San Francisco, and everyone's thinking Garoppolo's undefeated, 5-0 in the playoffs. He's going to run away with everything this year. Garoppolo is going to be the biggest bust in the whole NFL season this year. Mark it down.
So yeah,
I'm going to go say it right here. Seahawks 10-6. Oh no, 11-5. Rams 10-6. 49ers 7-9. Arizona 4-12.
all right. Because I got Seattle going 3-13 and winning the division,
3-13 winning
Yep.
the division.
and then I got the Rams going 11-5 and missing the playoffs.
Wait, you said 3-13
Or
winning?
13-3. Flip it, because that's what Arizona's record's going to be.
Yeah,
is
they're not gonna be
3-13
very good this year.
I got San Fran going 9-7. Nick, what do you got out of the West?
Just want to say Paul Richardson's on my fantasy team.
Nice.
Shout out, Paul. Not you, Paul, but the other Paul. Seattle's winning division. Pretty biased here.
All right.
It runs into the family. Seattle's winning division at 7-9,
7-9.
and then they're going to beat the Saints in the NFC wild card.
Beast mode going off again?
Yeah,
Except it's
Marshawn
going to be
Lynch.
Rashad Penny.
No. All seriousness, Seattle wins division 11-5. The Rams win it 10-6.
There's second place.
I'm not doing the same thing as you. The Niners go 10-6, and the Cardinals go 6-10.
All right.
Paul, did you see what they're calling Rashad Penny this year?
No.
It's not, instead of beast mode now, he's not the next beast mode. They're calling Lamborghini.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
he's not amused.
So we'll move then quick into
like that
our
one.
Super Bowl prediction and guesses. You want to know what? We'll start with you, Nick. Who do you got in the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I think I've pretty decided. Already told you the matchup: Kansas City versus Detroit.
All right. Any score? Any winner?
Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl this year.
All right.
24-12.
24-12. All right, Matt, we'll move over to you. What do you got for your guess? Winner, score, anything like that?
I've been saying this for a few months now. The San Diego Chargers are going to the Super Bowl. This is the year of Phillip Rivers. He's got to go one of these years. Why not this year? That defense is legit. Keenan Allen is a breakout star this year. And, yeah. I got them facing off against non-biased picked, the New Orleans Saints versus the San Diego Chargers in the Super Bowl. San Diego will win the game. Let's go 24-20.
I thought he was going to say 24-12.
All right, so that leaves me and then with my Super Bowl picks. I got one team with you, Matt. The New Orleans Saints.
Nice.
I got the Saints playing the Houston Texans
Oh, he likes those.
in the Super Bowl. And I don't think as good as Houston's defense is, and New Orleans' defense isn't really anything really to write home about, but they're a stop-horse type defense. I got New Orleans winning 38-34, I'm thinking, in the Super Bowl.
These are some outrageous picks that we just made.
Well, usually the past few years, it's
Can't we
kind of
just
been what
agree
it's
that's
been.
going to be Tom Brady again?
41-year-old Tom Brady, not put my money on that.
No. so I won't put money on either. But here's what we can put money on: fantasy football.
Woohoo!
So we're going to have to kind of maneuver through this a little bit quicker than I'd hoped for, unfortunately. But that's what happens every now and then.
I didn't realize how fast these things go
Yeah.
when you're actually on air.
It does. So, fantasy football has become a very big part of our, lives, if you will, courtesy of Nick. But, it's always usually pretty fun. Lately it's been getting a bit more serious, but...
Give a run through who the league is so people know.
So we got myself, we got Nick, we got Matt, and then also we got...
A light shot of Jaron.
We got
Pictures up
Jaron
on
as well, Pat, Justin, Andrew, Josh, Fletch, Jeremy.
I think that's it.
That's it.
If you don't know those people, it's all right.
Yeah.
Look them up on a Facebook page.
But so we're gonna have to go through this a bit quicker than even I hoped for, unfortunately.
Just give your sleepers, your bus, and that's it.
Yeah. So for me, I think sleepers for me. Matt, you brought him up. Rashad Penny. I don't think as much people. Some people are really actually talking about him, but I don't think enough. This guy is the leading rusher in Division I with San Diego State.
Yeah.
He knows how to carry the ball. He's quick.
Most broken tackles, too, out of it.
So you hope he can continue that way. Bust-wise, I'm not saying completely stay away, but I think some Eagles you want to stay away from. Like I said, this first-place schedule might hinder their, boom ability, if you will. So that's who I'd kind of stay away from in a sense. I mean, I think it's an interesting – fantasy is always weird because even when you get down to, the end of the year, you can find these guys if they were bust and they were dropped, if they go in, you go in for a week and you get them for a week and they're good. I mean, can you really call them a bust at that point? But that's who I got. Matt, who do you got? A sleeper, bust, anything
Just
like
any
that?
player?
Yeah. Or it could be defense even. I mean –
Yeah. I don't like to go quarterbacks because quarterbacks, I feel like there's not really busts at the quarterback position. But I don't know. I think the sleeper, I really like Michael Crabtree for Baltimore. I think he was good with.
I think, not to cut you off, but with him, he's going to be very big, I feel like, in PPR.
Yeah, if you're a PPR league, he's a big threat. Christian McCaffrey's my other sleeper. I think he's going to have a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, if PPR league, he'll catch a lot of passes, and there's not really anyone who rushes into Carolina right now.
He's the one guy, I think, throughout now.
Yeah.
So.
And busts, I think Le'Veon Bell is the biggest bust in fantasy football this year. I think this is the year he's is he still holding out, correct?
He's holding out, but he'll be back for week 1, his agent is saying.
But he's a free agent. I mean, it's kind of tough. He's a top pick. He's still going to do Le'Veon Bell things, but for a
contract year. I mean, this is
and they're going to run him down whatever how many carries it's going to be, and I think he's going to get hurt. He's just due for an injury, and that's my bust.
All right, Nick, who do you sleeper bust?
Oh, so you listen to me, you're going to win your league.
That's a lie.
My
Nick
sleepers.
has never won the league.
In fact, his name is the New York Chumps.
It used to be the Champs, but not the Chumps. My sleeper, if you want to win, Trey Burton of the Chicago Bears.
You got that one from our dad.
You also got that one for me, drafting him last in our league.
Jack Doyle.
Another one. I'm trying to look up his name. Broncos running back. That's not Booker. Freeman.
Yeah.
Royce Freeman. That's a sleeper.
Devontae's brother.
Boss.
Wow. All right, then.
Christian
McCaffrey.
He had him as a sleeper. I got him as a boss. He ain't gonna do anything this season. He's not very good. He's just not very good. You don't draft him. Get away from him, especially if you're in a non-PPR league. You're not gonna win 2 games if you draft him. And one more bus. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, good one. Biggest bust. I didn't want to say quarterback, but I agree with that.
Jimmy
one.
Garoppolo.
Biggest bust.
All right, well, it seems we got our fantasy expertise here down to a science, clearly.
Don't listen to Nick.
That's true. That's true. Listen to me and Matt, who have won championships.
2-10, 2-11.
So we'll quickly shift gears here at the end of the show. We'll discuss a little bit of NCAA action.
Boo.
16-team
playoff.
Should go to 8, but that's a different discussion. So if you're looking at from the local perspective, obviously Syracuse, kind of a make-or-break year for Dino Babers. Should be, I think, a fun year. I think this will be a very good year for them. I think their ceiling allows them to get up to 8-4. Realistically, probably 6-6. 8-4, we could be in another Pinstripe Bowl, guys. Well, I'm the really only Syracuse fan.
What did you think of Stephen A. Smith's speech?
I didn't think it was too bad. I mean,
did he go to Syracuse?
Yeah, he was. No, he was there. He was in the locker room and everything.
No. I mean, did he actually go to school?
No.
Why is I'm so confused? Does he know Dino Babers?
Must be. That's my guess.
That was
anyway.
Weird. That threw me off.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, we could see him in the Pinstripe Bowl again, but really, if they go 8-4, they can match up against an SEC team in a bowl game, which I think would be really exciting and really cool to see if you're a Syracuse fan. If they go 6-6, odds are we'll either be matched up against a Big Ten team or an American Athletic Conference team. Not as spectacular, at least on the American side, but Big Ten still some quality football teams out there.
They'll stick them against Navy.
Yeah.
Boring game.
Oh, the whole Stephen A. Smith thing?
Yeah.
So there's some guy that works for Syracuse football who used to work at ESPN and knows Stephen A. Smith.
Ah. See, I didn't know that.
You know something.
There we go.
Trey Burton, though. Listen to me. Trey Burton.
That was a segment ago.
First round. College football.
Pac-12 after dark, baby.
I like Notre Dame football this year.
Hoorah.
Not only because I'm a fan, because I am a realist. And Notre Dame football is going to go 12-0 this year.
What?
And, Paul,
they're more likely to go 4-8 than 12-0.
You sit down over there, all right?
Do you watch the Pac-12 after dark? I don't think you do.
Anyone but Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't think Ohio State's going to be looking pretty good here. That's my bet.
I think Alabama's got a good chance this year.
You can say that, but I kind of wrote this down. College football playoff wise, if you're looking at it, I like Clemson. I think Clemson's really probably the only true lock. I feel like going in.
You think South Florida can get it done this year?
I wish.
What are they preseason ranked?
Like 19th or so, I think.
So they're screwed.
South Florida?
South Florida or
Central
Central?
Florida.
Yeah, Central's like
Florida.
19th or so.
Yeah. So they're already screwed.
Yeah.
And
So
they haven't played a game.
No. So I got for college football playoff, I got Clemson 1, Auburn 2, Penn State 3. I got West Virginia sneaking in at 4. That team is sneaky. Will Greer.
West Virginia.
Yeah, Will Greer sneaking in. I got Clemson and Auburn meeting up for the championship. I got Auburn winning the championship this year, 21-16. That's my bet.
All right, here's mine. I got Central Florida as the number 4 seed, playing Notre Dame, number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, Syracuse, will play number 3 seed. No Syracuse. Number 2 seed, Ohio State, will play number 3 seed at Alabama. Alabama will beat Ohio State 42-10. Notre Dame will beat Central Florida 33-30 in triple overtime. Notre Dame will play Alabama. Alabama will be up by 35 points at halftime. Notre Dame will then get 7 more points back in the third quarter. They will then get 28 points back in the fourth quarter, which they end up going into 7 overtime. Notre Dame wins the championship by a touchdown by the punter.
Interesting. Matt, you got anything looking for college-wise? I know you two aren't as big as I am in college football.
Until they get like an 18 playoff, I'm just like, it's not fair. I just think of Central Florida last year, and it just made me upset. But I'm going with Alabama this year to take the title.
Oh, ball.
I will say this before we cut away from the college football talk. I think brief little Heisman. I think quick. My predictions will be Bryce Love out of Stanford, the running back.
Should have got last year.
Yeah, he should have. So
Good answer.
Give some West Coast love.
West Coast expert is going to agree with you, Paul.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. And speaking of thank you, Matt, we thank you for coming on to the podcast with us today. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Nick, we'll get your shout out. Sit down. Nick, any shout outs today that you want to give?
Oh, shout out Mike Bruno. This is his big day. Shout out Mike Bruno. Go Dolphins if you're still a Dolphins fan.
All right, with that in mind, we thank you guys as always for tuning in and listening to the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Maybe download even the Finger Lakes One app on your smartphone and visit. Oh, what's up?
Before you really close it, we just got a message from your brother Pat. He is upset that New England Pittsburgh was not a pick.
That's not my. That sounds like a him problem and not a me problem.
Pittsburgh.
Oh well. With that,
save it for next year.
That's true. With that in mind, we bid you guys an adieu from the studio. We'll catch you in 2 weeks on the Fresh Takes podcast.